Angry guy here, and Passport Sister went to Jamaica and got HIV. Passport Bros are winning. Guys, if you're enjoying the content, please help get the channel to 100,000 subscribers on our journey to 2 million by subscribing to the channel if you already have it, liking the video, and turning on notifications to never miss another video ever again. Now let's begin. Passport Sister went to Jamaica and caught HIV. Passport Bros are winning. So I felt like this video definitely deserved, uh, you know, its own video. Like this, the video we're gonna watch. A passport sister, white passport sister, decided that she could do bad all on her own. So she went down to Jamaica. She rented herself a dread, and needless to say, she had a great time in Jamaica. Cheeks got clapped, back got blown out. But then on her return to the United States, she discovered that she was not necessarily feeling very well. They had to run a bunch of different tests. And after running a bunch of different tests, they still couldn't figure out what was going on. And then finally, they tried, testing her for the dragon. And it turned out that she had contracted the dragon after her time spent in Jamaica with these poor men, with the poor men that she had been physically intimate with. But let's go ahead and watch the video and hear her discuss it for herself.
Passport Sister caught HIV at a resort in Jamaica.
I'm sure a lot of people are wondering. I did a story time a long time ago, but I think it's time for another one. But back in, I think it was, 2007 now? I went on a girls' trip with a few friends to Jamaica. We just went to go have fun, get away, and I ended up having a little bit too much fun. I ended up having a one-night stand with somebody who worked at the resort, and obviously didn't use protection, came home and ended up getting really, really sick about a week after I got home. I was in and out of the hospital. They had a hard time finding what was going on because HIV doesn't show up in your blood that quick. And so they finally did a spinal tap. They found HIV in my system, and the rest is history. And here I am.
Funny thing is, I didn't know anything about the rafting part of that, but definitely on the resorts, they're having sex. Plenty, plenty, plenty. Just strap it up. Strap it up. What's the big deal? Just strap it up, man. Strap it up. Use condoms. Stop judging people. Stop judging
Female
people.
sex tourism
They're there
gone
to have
wrong.
fun. If that's what they want to do, more power to them. I just suggest that they strap it up. That's it.
So it looks like this is a Jamaican woman, and she's just basically asking these women kindly to, when they go to Jamaica, that they can go and have their fun, but please, please use protection so that Black men don't end up getting blamed for the decisions that these women have made. And of course, that's how women absolutely operate. They don't take responsibility or accountability for the decisions that they make. They ultimately end up blaming men for this. As a man, if you go overseas and you end up contracting something as a result of having physical intimacy with someone that you don't know and you don't protect yourself, no one is going to feel sorry for you. In fact, you're going to be held accountable. Men are going to hold you accountable. But the irony is that in Western society, women do these things and they don't hold themselves accountable. And in most cases, women in Western society don't hold them accountable either. These are the kinds of people that post things on their bio that say that we need to destigmatize, when you contract these things and you have these incurable things, and we need to make it normal. We need to normalize it so that people can live their lives without having these things attached to them. But in reality, these are the same people who also say that it's not really anyone's business if they have it or not, so they shouldn't have to disclose whether or not they have something if they're going to be physically intimate with someone. And they'll go ahead and have unprotected physical intimacy after they have it, after they've gone through it, believing that, well, a man gave it to me, so now I'm sharing it with them. And if they wanted to know, they could have asked. They didn't ask me, so I didn't tell. And, they're adults, so they should know, even though these are the same people that are blaming men for why they caught it in the first place. They're going down to Jamaica. They're going over to Africa. We're going to Asia. This is something that modern women have been doing for a long time. They've been doing it for decades. They've been engaged in this type of tourism, even though they attack passport kings for going overseas to find wives and women who appreciate them and celebrate them. They've been involved in this type of terrible lifestyle for decades, and they haven't been called out. The State Department really should be getting involved, because things that they've been doing are absolutely terrible. Think about this very carefully. There's a movie called How Stella Got Her Groove Back. This came out, I think it was back in the late 90s, sometime in the 90s. It was a movie that was celebrated, where this post-war woman went to Jamaica and engaged in physical intimacy with a young man who was not that much older than her son. And then she brought him back to America, where she continued engaging in physical intimacy with him while he was, after he was playing video games with her son on the couch. Like, literally, they were playing PlayStation together. They were actually playing PlayStation together. All right. This guy was not, he was maybe just a couple of years older than her son. And the movie basically ends with him being frustrated with the relationship, but her then trying to bribe him into staying by saying that she'll pay for his education, or hinting that she will pay for his education, which is absolutely terrible. I mean, like, okay, like, sweetie, like, I'll put you, like, if you stay, I'll put you through school. I'll pay for that degree. Like, what kind of blackmail is that? If a man had done something like that, if this had been a movie about a man who did something like this, I mean, it would be absolutely terrible. The amount of vitriol that would have came out, the amount of, the feminist, I mean, the movie would have been banned from theaters. It would not be available on Amazon to purchase. And yet this is a celebrated movie, and Angela Bassett has gone on to be a highly decorated and celebrated actress after what she did. This type of terrible, disgusting, degrading movie. I mean, what she was really engaging in is in tourism. And not only did she engage in tourism, but the age of the guy, like I said, his age was extremely questionable, whether or not he was actually 18 or 17. Here's the problem. When the movie was actually filmed, to my understanding, the actor in the movie, he was really right around 18 years old. So, he was really young. So the character in the movie, again, he was only a few years older than her son. It was made very, very clear. So he really may have been around 16 or 17 years old. And I mean, this is some real sick stuff, man. This is some real sick stuff. And yet when women engage in this type of behavior, no one calls them out for it. Everyone, instead they're celebrated. If you look at the sentences that men get versus women when they engage in relationships with the young people, it's night and day. And if you turn on the television, it's every second it's happening with women. They're constantly doing it. More and more men have learned their lesson. Like, don't do it. Don't get yourself involved in this. You're going to go to jail for a long time. And when you go to jail, there are going to be consequences. When women do this, however, most of the time they don't get a lot of jail time. And if they do go to jail, they're celebrated. They're 100% celebrated. There are no consequences. If a man does this and he goes to jail, he's lucky if he ever leaves. He's lucky if he ever leaves alive. And that's the honest to goodness truth. You're not celebrated. You're punished for this. The council will decide your fate. That's really how it is. Western society has created a reality where there are no consequences for women. Women could basically do whatever they want, and they are celebrated for it. I mean, a movie came out with Melissa McCartney not too long ago where she basically defecated in a sink and everyone was cheering for her. And I actually said that, eventually you're going to have a scenario where a woman will poop and everyone will cheer. And that's exactly what happened. A movie actually came out where she defecated in a sink, and it was called Gross Out Feminism, and it was celebrated by women because it was normalizing the body functions of women. This is the reality that we live in now. And then women wonder why men are walking away from Western society and saying they don't want to get in relationships with women who exhibit this type of behavior, masculine energy, single mother energy, very toxic behavior, covered up, wearing large amounts of makeup so you don't even know what she ever looks like. You've been on 9 dates with her and you don't even know what she looks like without makeup, so you don't even know the person you're speaking to. And then when you call a woman out on it, they'll turn around and say that, oh, your facial hair is your makeup. Like, what the heck are you talking about? Like, this is how sick and insane it is. Like, oh, our facial hair is our makeup. The hair on our head is our makeup. is just absolutely ridiculous. But you can't have a real, honest conversation with these people because they have not developed mentally as a result of never having to take consequences and accountability for anything. They've been given rights without responsibilities. And when you have rights without responsibilities, that's called privilege. Guys, if you're enjoying the content, please help get the channel to 100,000 subscribers on our journey to 2 million by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't, liking the video, and turning on notifications to never miss another video ever again. Passport sister went to Jamaica and got HIV. Passport bros are winning. I want to know your thoughts on this. Let's talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA men walking away, and cheers.